Hawkeyes was speaking from Notre Dame Stadium in Notre Dame, Indiana, where some 57,000 fans are piling into the stadium for this game between Notre Dame and Iowa. The undefeated Fighting Irish are the favorites. Notre Dame's record shows victories over Oklahoma, Purdue, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Navy, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. The underdog Iowa Hawkeyes lost to Michigan State, defeated Washington State, Reds 14-13 by Michigan. Beat Wyoming and Indiana, lost a close one to Wisconsin, and whipped both Purdue and Minnesota. Every defeat suffered by the Iowans was a close one, and the Hawkeyes' victories came with good teams. Notre Dame doing calisthenics under the watchful eye of Coach Frank Leahy. Coach Leahy watching very carefully. Iowa team doing pregame exercises. While Coach Horst Varrichione looks on. Here comes the band. It is interesting to note how well the Iowa team under its youthful coach Varrichione has borne out the preseason statement made by Irish coach Frank Leahy. Leahy said the Iowans may start slowly, but by November they could very well be the most improved team in the Big Ten. In the matter of rushing defense, the Hawkeyes are rated the fourth best team in the country. Iowa has held its 8 opponents to an average of 102 yards per game. The Iowans are also the number one team in the country when it comes to punting. The national anthem. Captain number 73, Andrew Hogue, 6'3" 195-pound tackle from St. Ansgar, Iowa, meets with Notre Dame captain Don Penza, 21-year-old, 6'1" 200-pound senior end from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Notre Dame will kick off. Frank Leahy's son waiting for the kickoff. McVitie's kicks off for Notre Dame. Roeder has it in the end zone. Roeder comes whirling out to the 15, the 20, out to the 25-yard line, where it is Iowa's ball, 1st and 10 to go. Iowa's ball, 1st and 10 in their own 25. Quarterback gives the ball to Rice. Rice goes for 6. Stopped by Lemick. Rice moves for 6 off his own left guard. Rice wearing number 11 on his jersey, a very fine football player. There's a backward pass from the split T formation to Vinson, and Vinson is stopped by Guglielmi for no gain. Varrichione, the quarterback, number 3, does an excellent job for the Iowa team. Roeder back in punt formation. Roeder gets away a pretty fair punt against the wind. Pretty heavy wind. The ball rolling, and Vinson stops it on the 44-yard line of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 to go. Score 0-0 in the first quarter. First time Notre Dame's had the ball today. Guglielmi at quarterback. Guglielmi gives the ball to Warden. Warden cuts back to his left, picks up 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2 for the Fighting Irish. Score 0-0 first period. Heap, number 42, look at him spin. Picks up 4 yards, tackled by Vincent and Phillips. First down for Notre Dame. Their first down of the game. Warden again gets the call, and he picks up 4 yards. Shelf makes the tackle for the Iowans. 2nd and 6. Guglielmi fakes to his fullback, cuts back over the middle, keeps the ball himself. It's a 6-yard pickup. Vincent makes the tackle. They'll make a measurement here. There it comes. It's a first down, Notre Dame. Notre Dame team moving down to the Iowa 34-yard line, 1st and 10. In slow motion, Guglielmi flips the ball back to Heap. Heap runs to his right, looks for Latner, throws. The ball is in the air. Latner settles under it, grabs it. It's a completed forward pass. But a backfield in motion penalty against Notre Dame nullifies this fine gain. it is 2nd and 15. Instead of having ball on the 18-yard line, they're way back to the 39. Guglielmi's pass. He throws. Pence is there. It's through his hands, and Rice intercepts. A fine interception, alert play by Rice, and he comes past midfield into the territory of Notre Dame. But a clipping penalty moves the ball back to the Iowa 30-yard line. Let's look at that again in slow motion. That was a very unusual play. Guglielmi's pass. Watch Guglielmi's pass as it goes through Penz's hands, the Notre Dame captain. See how alert Mr. Rice was when he picked it out of the air and started back upfield. Guglielmi's got good protection, as you can see. He picks out his receiver. He lets the ball fly. Penza's there. Penza fails to hold the ball, but Rice grabs it on the defense and starts his march as he cuts across the chalk marks, and it looked for a while as if he'd go all the way. But the clipping penalty happens here, right here on the 44-yard line. That's where the clipping penalty was called from, and it takes the ball back 15 yards from that spot, nullifying that beautiful return on the intercepted pass by Rice. There's the signal given by the referee. Notice how the linemen are spread, and the trap block play opens up for Broder, and Broder goes. He's going for 29 yards before he is stopped. The big fullback, who packs a lot of power in those legs of his, turns away for 29 yards. Ethan Guglielmi made the tackle. In slow motion, Broder again carries the ball, this time wide. Matakowski gave it to him, and now he cuts through would-be tacklers, jumps over one of his own men, and finally is dropped on the Notre Dame 29-yard line. It's a first down for Iowa. Score 0-0 in the first quarter. Broder again carries for Iowa, 7 more yards. Warden makes the tackle, fullback to fullback. Broder to Warden that time. Iowa cheerleaders have the tempo at a high pitch. Backward pass from Matakowski to Rice, and Rice goes for 9 before Warden pushes him out of bounds on the 12-yard line of Notre Dame. And Iowa threatens the Notre Dame goal line. Frank Leahy in front of the Notre Dame bench. See how the linemen shift in close now on the shift. Matakowski, the quarterback, taking nice and gives the ball to Vincent. He's at the 10. He cuts at the 7. He's at the 5. He scores standing up. A terrific run on the part of Vincent and a beautiful play. You got to look at that in slow motion again. It was so well designed. Watch the way the blocking forms. Look at the faking on the part of Matakowski. Look at the hole he has. Watch him move to the outside, pick up the blocking, and no one lays a hand on him as he goes into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game, and Iowa leads 6-0. Freeman, an end, will try for the conversion. He's a very successful place kicker and a fine football player for the University of Iowa. There's the scoreboard showing Iowa out in front by 6 points. The Iowa team is poised and ready. Notre Dame will try and block it. The ball is on the ground. Stearns holds. Freeman kicks. The kick is good, and Iowa leads by a score of 7-0. Following the kickoff, the Irish are held. And now it's 4th and 10. Lattner's back in punt formation. He gets away his kick. Broder is settling under the ball. He fumbles it. Hunter recovers for Notre Dame on a great play. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 on the Iowa 34-yard line. Notre Dame has a break. They're trailing 7-0, but they have the ball deep in Iowa territory. Guglielmi calling signals. A good shot of Guglielmi, giving the ball to Lattner as Lattner swings for 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. Hogue made the tackle, the Iowa captain. Backward pass to Heap. Heap is running wide. Heap goes to the 12-yard line for the first down. The ball pops out of his hands, but he was the last one to have it. And it's a first down. But wait a minute. A holding penalty of 15 yards calls against Notre Dame. Puts the ball back on the Iowa 30. 4th and 19. Guglielmi going back to pass. Is pulled down from behind for a 2-yard loss, and the ball goes over to Iowa. 1st and 10 to go. As we pick up the action in the second period now, it's Iowa's ball. Iowa still leading 7-0. It's 4th and 11 on their own 31-yard line. Broder is back in punt formation. Broder takes a wide pass in center and gets the kick away. Heap grabs it on his own 17. Makes a delivery to Lattner and comes to the 23-yard line before he is brought to the ground. And now it is Notre Dame's ball again. 1st and 10 to go. Iowa leads 7-0. carrying, and he played a terrific game all the way, offensively and defensively, picking up 6 yards here. Broder and Jones making the tackle. Guglielmi passes 10 yards to Heap. Vincent makes the tackle. First down, Notre Dame. Guglielmi passing. It's Heap on the sidelines again for a successful forward pass, and Notre Dame is on the move. Iowa trying desperately to stop them. In slow motion, Lattner carries to the Iowa 26-yard line. First and 10. Crowd getting a big kick out of the Notre Dame move now. They want Notre Dame to tie it up, the Notre Dame fans do. And now Heap through the middle to the Iowa 12 before Vincent makes the tackle. Notre Dame is closing in on the Iowa goal line, trying to tie up the old ball game before the half. For Sevashevsky and the Iowa bench. In slow motion, Guglielmi is going back to pass. He looks, he spots Penza in the end zone. He throws, the captain of the Notre Dame team is there. It's in his hands, he drops it. He lost the touchdown, and the score remains the same, 7-0. Fourth down. Guglielmi fakes to Warden, goes back to pass, looks in the flat, throws a short pass in the flat, and it is deflected into the hands of Fenton, who moves downfield for a long return. A remarkable play. Guglielmi made the tackle. Hilgenberg was the young man who deflected the ball with his right hand and pushed it right into the hands of Fenton. Let's repeat that play in slow motion. It's a sharp, flat pass off to the left. He was looking for Heap. There's Heap running towards the goal line. There's Hilgenberg batting the ball to Fenton. A perfect play, like volleyball. Goes right into the hands of Fenton. Fenton now moves along to the 37-yard line before he is finally knocked off his pin. Terrific play. It saves a touchdown, and Iowa still leads by a score of 7-0. The ball is brought back to the 37-yard line. Iowa's ball, first and 10 to go. Broder gets the call, and there he goes. Binky Broder for 17 yards. Heap makes the tackle for Notre Dame. Ball is once more in the territory of Notre Dame. First and 10. Rice around right end to the Notre Dame 39-yard line. And a fine play, but a back-in-motion penalty nullifies this game. Penalties push the Hawkeyes back, and on fourth down with 30 to go, Broder is back in punt formation. Broder boots it. It's flying through the air. Lattner takes it on the 20. Fakes to Heap. And finally, up the sidelines, manages to the 26 before he is dropped. Notre Dame's ball, first and 10 to go. Iowa leads 7-0, second quarter. Guglielmi gives the ball to fullback Warden. Warden goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tacklers, and now he's on his way. He passes the midfield stripe. He's in the territory of Iowa. A brilliant 43-yard run on the part of Warden down to the 31-yard line of the Iowa team. The Irish lose 3 yards in 3 plays. Now it's 4th and 7. Guglielmi's pass intended for Heap, broken up by Vincent on the goal line. Vincent played a whale of a defensive game. And so the ball goes over to Iowa, first and 10 to go. Again, the Hawkeyes are held, and Broder again punts on 4th down. Lattner has it. Brings it back upfield, and a fine return to the 30, the 35, all the way out to the 41-yard line. One of the best runs of the day for Lattner in this particular ball game. Not too many minutes left in this first half with Iowa leading. Guglielmi going back to pass. He looks downfield. He spots Heap, and Heap makes a sensational catch for a 22-yard gain down to the Iowa 37-yard line. First and 10 to go for the Irish. And a delayed play, Lattner picks up 5 yards. And it's 2nd and 5. Fenton makes the tackle for Iowa. Iowa leads 7-0. The ball, as you can see, is on the Iowa 32-yard line. Guglielmi back to throw. He looks. He runs off to his right. He spots Warden. He flips it. Warden has it. And it's a first down on the Iowa 25-yard line. Broder making the tackle. Only seconds left. 1 minute and 7 seconds left to play in the first half. Guglielmi passes to Heap for a first down on the 14-yard line. The ball pops out of his hands, but he was the last man to have possession, so it's first down on the 14-yard line. Now 35 seconds left to play in the half. A backward pass to Warden. Warden running to his right. Cuts nicely, follows the interference and the blocking down to the 8-yard line. And now it's goal to go for Notre Dame. Only seconds remaining. 3rd and 3. Guglielmi back to pass. Is pulled down, hit hard, dropped, and all the way back to his own 11-yard line where it is 4th down. Only 2 seconds left. Varrichione was injured here, and time was called with 2 seconds left. Guglielmi goes back, looks to his right, turns to his left, spots Shannon, throws. Shannon has it in front of Vincent for a touchdown, and the score is 7-6. The last play of the first half, a brilliant way to finish the half, and the Notre Dame fans are going wild with excitement. Schaefer comes in to try, but we'll watch this in slow motion. This is the last play offensively of the first half. Guglielmi looked to his right, then looked to his left, spotted Shannon. Shannon's in the end zone, waiting for the ball. Vincent's there with him. Shannon outmaneuvers him for the football, backs in for the tally, and the score is 7-6. Schaefer comes in to try the extra point. Schaefer, a quarterback, wearing number 9 on his jersey. He pulls, the kick is up, it's good. And the score is tied at 7-all. Iowa 7, Notre Dame 7. At the half. Back at the stadium, Frank Leahy and his team coming out of the runway. Harry Wismer speaking to you from Notre Dame Stadium in Notre Dame, Indiana. Getting ready for the 3rd quarter of this exciting football game. Mrs. Leahy sitting in the stands with friends. We pick up the game midway in the 3rd period. Notre Dame's ball, 4th and 7 on their own 29. Lattner punts. The ball is in the air. Rice has it. And Rice starts off to his left. Look at him go as he cuts through tacklers. He follows now his interference, breaks nicely at midfield to the 45, to the 40, all the way down deep into the territory of Notre Dame on a sensational return. Rice, number 11. 1st and 10 for Iowa. Broder, number 32 for 5, stopped by Lee. Frank Leahy in front of the Notre Dame bench, the head coach of the Fighting Irish, standing with Brett Miller. Matakowicz at quarterback, number 23. Goes back to throw. He looks. He lets it fly. Heap intercepts the ball on a fine play for Notre Dame. What a game Heap has played today. The ball is on the 11-yard line of Notre Dame. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 to go. Guglielmi gives the ball to Warden, the fullback, and Warden goes for 7 yards. Jones makes the tackle. 1st and 10 to go for the Fighting Irish. Score tied at 7-all. Heap slices through from a quick opening play off the T formation for 12 yards. Tackled by Rice and Matakowicz. Guglielmi again gives the ball to Heap, and Heap picks up 5 on this venture. Moving into the territory of Iowa, moving to the Iowa goal line. Lattner gets the call and makes the first down on the Iowa 37. What a football game. Iowa, Notre Dame in the nation's thriller. Look at Heap going into the line and then throwing a backward pass to Warden. Quick thinking on the part of Heap. A gain of 8 yards on the play for Notre Dame. 2nd and 2. Lattner carries into the line for the first down, but Notre Dame is penalized here for illegal formation, nullifying the first down. Penalty is stepped off. Rice is talking with the referee. End of the 3rd period. Notre Dame 7, Iowa 7. Notre Dame's ball as they change sides. Heap has it on the first play, and he plows through for 5 yards for Notre Dame. 4th and 1. 4th and 1, and here's a very important play in the football game. Guglielmi calls Warden's signal, and Warden is stopped at the line of scrimmage as the big Iowa line pile drives in, led by Jones. And no gain, and the ball goes over to Iowa on down. And Notre Dame loses a glorious scoring opportunity as the Iowa line comes through in the clutch. There's Coach Leahy on the sideline. It is now 3rd down and 5 to go for the Hawkeyes. There's the shift. Matakowicz, quarterback, goes back to pass. He spots his end Gillum. Gilliam gives it to Vincent, but Vincent is dropped in his tracks, inches short of a first down. Very important defensive play on the part of Notre Dame. A good play, but it didn't make the first down. So it's 4th down, and Broder's back in punt formation. Broder gets the boot away. He fumbles and picks it up. Cummins drops him on the Notre Dame 25-yard line. Second and 7 now, and Heap slices through for 6 yards. Giuliani in at quarterback all the way today, calling the Notre Dame signals. Giuliani starts off to his right after faking to Warden, is going to throw a forward pass. He lets it fly, and it's intercepted by Broder. Binky Broder, one of the stars of the Iowa team. Dropped by Schrader on the Iowa 48-yard line, and now Iowa has a scoring opportunity. Their first march was of 61 yards. They're now 52 yards away from the Notre Dame goal. Vincent goes 9 yards on the reverse. Varrichione goes back to pass. He hits Fenton all the way down to the 6-yard line. Warden tackled him, but Iowa's penalized here, backfield in motion, and that nullifies that long gain deep in the territory of Notre Dame. 3rd down. Ball is given to Broder. Varrichione was in at quarterback. He gave the ball to Broder, and Broder hits the hole over the middle, carries all the way down to the 15-yard line. Look at him drive. Warden finally stopped him. 1st and 10 to go. Varrichione at quarterback. They shift to the right. Rice is back with Broder. Ball goes to fullback Broder. Broder swings down. He drives, he fights, he battles all the way down to the 8-yard line. It's 1st and goal to go for Iowa. Score tied 7-7. Stearns now comes in for Rice at left halfback. Stearns, number 44, who's a left-handed passer. There's a backward pass to Stearns. Stearns runs off to his left, jumps, throws, touchdown Iowa on a sensational play to Gilliam. And Iowa takes the lead, 13-7. The Iowa fans are very, very happy. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the ball game. Iowa goes in front, 13-7. Freeman tries for the 14th point. It's good. Iowa leads 14-7. Stearns was holding. Stearns, the young man who threw the touchdown pass. Iowa bench going wild with happiness, patting all the players on the back. Shelf will kick off for the University of Iowa. Notre Dame will receive. Just about 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the game. The low kickoff. Warden grabs it. Warden comes up the middle. He battles for yardage, puts all the power he has in those legs of his. Brings it back to the Notre Dame 43-yard line. Now the Notre Dame team will rally around and try and tie up the ball game before the football game is history. Giuliani tosses back to Heap. Heap looks downfield. He spots Latner. Latner has it on the completed forward pass. And it's a 1st down for Notre Dame as the Iowa team on defense tries desperately to stop the Notre Dame passing attack. 1st and 10. Giuliani back to pass again. He looks. He throws. Latner has it again. And Latner is down to the 17-yard line on a fine play. The official ruled out on the 27-yard line. On the Iowa 27. 1st and 10. Giuliani again goes back to pass. Looks for Heap in the flat. He sees him. He hits him on a perfect toss. And Heap has it down to the 18-yard line. A 10-yard gain on that play. Vincent made the tackle. Giuliani again goes back to throw. Seconds are ticking away. He passes, and once more Latner has it down to the 9-yard line, and now it's goal to go for Notre Dame, and everyone's standing, cheering, screaming. 3rd down. Giuliani goes off to his left. Only 6 seconds left to play in the game. Shannon is there and catches it for the touchdown. The score is 14-13. 6 seconds left, and that play went through. Notre Dame fans going wild. Here's the all-important extra point. Schaefer will do it. Heap is there. The kick is up. It's good. And the score is 14-14. Mike Leahy and the Notre Dame players Fitzgerald jumping up and down. Everyone happy on the Notre Dame bench. There's the scoreboard clock. 6 seconds left. And that touchdown was scored. Lee kicks off. Freeman has it. He turns it up the field for 10 yards as the football game ends. Final score, 14-14. The players all congratulate one another. Evashevsky walks over to Buck to Leahy, and they congratulate one another in the middle of the field. This is Harry Wismer wishing you all the very, very best of luck after one of the great football games of all time.